Hey guys, I realize I'm a little late to respond to this. I'm going to be late to respond to a whole bunch of stuff, so please bear with me. But there was recently released, as I'm sure you're aware, a movie titled Sausage Party. It was written by Seth Rogen, and it was a thinly veiled attack on religion. Now, of course, the secular media is bending over backwards to pronounce what a thoughtful, nuanced treatment of religious ideas it is. Of course, you'd be hard-pressed to find any Christian who'd call that treatment thoughtful or nuanced. But I will describe my own feelings about it. But first, let me read to you from an excellent article from Mel magazine. Of course, the link is provided in the description. Here's the story, the one that A.O. Scott says might inspire a debate about whether the film is a Christopher Hitchens-style atheist polemic or a more pragmatic William Jamesian exploration of the varieties of religious experience. The animated food characters of the Sausage Party live in a supermarket, and they all believe that to be bought and taken home by a human, or God, is to be taken to a paradisiac great beyond. The foodstuffs live in fear of offending these gods, and follow repressive sexual codes and other superstitious practices, such as staying in their packaging, to ensure their salvation. This leads to the legitimately funny and included in the trailer horrific reveal that these gods actually eat the food once they leave the store. Clued in by a jar of mustard who's returned from the carnage of the real world, voiced by Danny McBride, the main hot dog character, Frank, voiced by Seth Rogen, starts to piece together the truth. Eventually, after facing willful ignorance and some violent resistance, he convinces the deluded food in the store that their great beyond is a lie, then helps stage a bloody rebellion. Reminds you of Voltaire, right? And that time his neighbor came back from the dead and told him that God in fact digs up dead bodies and eats them for dinner, which prompted a visit to the Pope, who then revealed that yes, Voltaire's suspicions were correct. God is just a monster who eats people. Or even Galileo, who looked up into the heavens to see that yes, in fact, God, whom he regularly encountered lumbering through the streets of Padua, choosing people for paradise, had a whole kitchen up there in the sky in which he peeled us, chopped us up, then simmered us for hours to make a divine pasta sauce. Then Galileo, remember what he did? He went right up to God and chopped his head off. You can practically taste the nuance. Now, of course, the movie ends in a much-celebrated food orgy, but the food orgy is really just the sugar to let the bitter medicine of anti-theist propaganda go down a little easier. Before we even get to the food orgy, the characters actually kill their gods. Now, killing God is actually the endgame of the Preacher comic book series, on which Seth Rogen based the TV series of the same name, so deicide is a running theme to his work. Oh, look at that cuddly little blasphemer. Now, the movie actually includes an appeal to the enlightened freethinkers to be gentle with the feelings of their benighted religious peers, but this doesn't take the form of respect, it only takes the form of patronizing this, since the movie only engages a straw man version of religion in the first place. In the world of the movie, religion is simply a matter of believing what you're told, and irreligion is a matter of thinking for yourself. Of course, in real life, a person can adopt a religion because they think for themselves, and they can abandon a religion because they uncritically believe what they're told. The protagonist of the movie is set on his quest because he believes the testimonies of characters who have seen the other side for themselves. This is the exact kind of oral testimony atheists would disregard when it comes to something like the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Taking the movie at its simplest level as an allegory about the existence of an afterlife, in fact, the situation is completely the opposite. We have tens of thousands of first-hand accounts of the existence of an afterlife, and it's the atheist who's in the position of disregarding them. As we see, the satire of Sausage Party is completely wide of the mark.